And now it's time for social media boss. And Mercy Manuel is right here in the studio with us. Good morning, Mercy.
Good morning, Margaret.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Samson.
All right. So what's happening on social media?
First of all, I like your shade of red.
Yeah, red. So shade. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You look amazing on. He's trying to look at you.
You like Samson? You look good.
I like my shade of red.
You know,
and wine.
If the lizard drops blue from a fence and nobody says anything, you nod his head and say, yes, I tried.
Agama lizard.
Agama lizard.
In other words, I'm a
She
rector.
called you.
No, in other... This is a gang up. You
Something
hear from my
you're
lawyers.
cool,
You
like,
hear from my
you
lawyers.
You look
nice.
amazing. So please, Mercy, what's happening on social media?
Good morning. My name is Mercy Manuel. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday emphasized on the need to impact children intellectually other than material-wise. He said he would not be leaving his children with inheritance. The president implored parents to inculcate values in their children, respect for constituted authorities, and living a purposeful life through continuous education. In his word, he said, "My focus has always been on training my children to be relevant wherever they find themselves. I told my children, particularly the girls, that they can only get married after getting first degree. They already know I'm not leaving anything for anyone to inherit. My greatest legacy to the children is to ensure they are properly educated." So before I get your reaction or before I even say anything on this, I'm going to read some comments online.
Okay.
Comrade Philip said, they already said to themselves, sir, your wife even relocated beforehand. She has no plan of returning to Daura to rear cows. Then at Engineer Bakwa said, depending on your understanding of inheritance, if not, the good education and attachment of the name President of Nigeria to your children is more than building a mansion for them. Mr. President, please stop deceiving us. Nigerians are not all kids. Then at Abbas Ahmed said, you have enriched them financially already. No need to leave behind anything again. Then at Shuaib Abdul Qadri said, that's why you are doing everything humanly possible to fix them with people whom you have given your inheritance to cater for them. I understand you, sir. Personally, I think I understand the president. First, he has given them education. Education is very, very important and it's key. Okay, so for example, for someone that you train your child for not just an undergraduate course, but maybe possibly because I want to believe not all of them have just BSc.
Yeah.
Some of them are MSc holders. And they are working in good organizations. I think, what's that Buhari's daughter's name? I can't even... Zara. I think Zara works with an oil company, and she's even married to a wealthy person. So which other inheritance... Or a
prominent family.
So which other inheritance are they even expecting? And one of the, from one of the comments, the guy said, the name, the president of Nigeria alone will pave way for them. I'm the daughter of the president. Wherever I find myself, wherever I enter, in fact, doors are already opened. I don't need to even knock. Do you understand? Do you agree with me?
Of course I do. Imagine my name was Margaret something. No, not Buhari.
Or Dangote.
Margaret Opera, but the opera is the president. I rather use my name.
Okay.
And the opera is the president. Chidi Anthony Opera, who is my father, is the president of Nigeria, or was the president of Nigeria with a good record. I don't even need to submit CVs. People would want to do things for me just to buy the favor of my father, to do things for them, or to have the relationship with my father. So what other inheritance? They want to buy land for me or houses for me. So I understand the part of the commenters. I also understand the part of the president. So for the president, you know, Nigerians already have this anger towards whatever the president says. So even though it makes sense, most Nigerians don't want to look back and say, does it really make sense? They just want to attack. But I understand his point.
And the president, he has made his point. Yeah. But again, we understand the name alone. Okay, for example, during Obasanjo's regime, we understand Obasanjo's daughter didn't drop her name. Her name was Iyabo Obasanjo Bello. So even when you don't see her, when you hear that name Obasanjo, in fact...
But Mercy, if you don't, will you drop the name Obasanjo?
The thing is, I don't even need to carry the name. Like, Zara is no longer Zara Buhari. I've not come across it, but I want to believe she's no longer Zara Buhari. But because they know, we all, when she got married, we were aware the person she got married to. And we know, okay, this new identity is Zara Buhari. So she does not even need to mention her name. She does not even need to say, okay, this is my certificate. Daughter of the president.
Well, the president has spoken, but the fact that, you know, he has given them all of these things in terms of good education, in terms of the leverage to use his name or the title of the office he held, does not also mean you can't leave inheritance if you want to. Again, he's speaking just on, you know, based on his own personal experience. That's his experiential reality. For others, that those who still leave inheritance, regardless of how well they've trained their children in terms of school and what have you, whatever works for, you know, people is what they should do. But the advocacy would definitely be give your children good education, which is what he has done. You know, there are those who make that example within the entertainment industry that for all of the money Davido's father has, Davido himself is hardworking. You know, his fans oftentimes project that he's not just someone who is riding on the back of his father's income or wealth, that he's also making his own, you know, wealth himself. So I think, yes, I understand the president's part, but if parents decide, regardless of the education or, you know, their state, they still need to leave something for their children, it doesn't break a leg. Just
like you said, just an advocacy for both parents and the children. Okay, parents, ensure you give your children sound education. Then children, don't wait for your parents' inheritance.
Exactly.
Let's move on. The presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has met the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Nass, and pledged to intervene in the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. Mr. Tinubu and his running mate, Kashim Shettima, met with the leadership of the student body on Thursday in Osogbo. In a video posted on Twitter by Segun Dada, Tinubu, a former Lagos state governor, said he was planning to use a back channel to intervene in the industrial action by the university lecturer. He said he decided to intervene following a recent comment by President Muhammadu Buhari on the strike. Buhari has sworn his lamentation in the last 48 hours. As a result of that, he has left the door open for our intervention, Tinubu said. Why now?
Did you watch the Nass president?
Yes. And why now?
Just like this all through.
No, why now? Why they intervene now?
Well, it's what it is. It's the political season, you know, and you'd expect these things to happen.
For crying out loud, students have been at home for more than 3 months.
Over 5 months.
Over 5 months. February, the strike.
So why now? Why now?
Well, late intervention is too late. We are even grateful they intervened, but why now? Like he said, political season, everything is get towards
maybe
election.
We should check comments first.
All right, I think that's the best thing to do.
At Chidi Odikalu said, this is the grandfather's masquerade. Okay, this is the grandfather masquerading as Nass president. Do you know Nass president?
Yes, I do. I know.
Okay. So
there were claims about his age at the time when he emerged. Was he 43? Was he 46?
Or a postgraduate student?
I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But his school's in Ekiti State.
Okay. So let's go on. At Ifigo said, even if Buhari successfully resolved the goddamn ASU strike, I will happily return back to school, but my vote and that of my entire family is still for Peter Obi. He's just trying to buy students over. Nonsense scope. I'm not seeing anything to that. Then at Adewale Adeife said, ASU is on strike for 4 months. And the country is literally in shambles. But the National Association of Nigerian Students are busy endorsing Tinubu. Nass are the most clueless set of individuals, selfish and very wicked. And at Naughty_Owl said, I'm hearing Tinubu met with Nass and plan to meet ASU to resolve ongoing strike. But I want to ask, was the ASU strike left to linger so Tinubu could use it to score cheap political points? Or is he the president, education, or labor minister? Why is it? Because he said he will use the back channel to intervene. Okay, if the education minister could not resolve the ASU issue, if I think some days ago the president urged ASU pleaded with them to resolve whatever issues on ground and call off the strike. So if the president couldn't do it, the minister of education could not do it. Who is Mr. Tinubu?
Anybody can really, as long as the person is influential, you can. For example, the Interreligious Council that comprises of the CAN president, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria, as well as the Sultan of Sokoto, you know, they've mediated in this, ASU and federal government and passed it for quite a while, but they couldn't come to a headway, The fact that I understand where people are coming from, oh, he's a presidential candidate, is just trying to call, cheap political points. I get all of that, but if we can have influential, people intervene in this crisis and ensure that it comes to an end. At the end of the day, what's more important is that this crisis is resolved. But that's my take.
Please wait. You said, okay, it can resolve it. You understand some of the issues I should table. In fact, they want a better educational system, their payment system, a lot. So how is Tinubu going to solve all these issues?
When you say someone is will play a part in resolving, it does not necessarily mean the person will be the one to resolve everything. It could just be, oh, I'll be the middleman between you guys, the peace negotiator, and then we'll come to a compromise. You yield some grounds from your extreme and from your extreme stance, yield some ground as well. Let's find a common ground. If the Interreligious Council have tried and they've not been able to do that, let's see if he can do it. I understand the political,
but why is he intervening now?
Well, now that those who tell you, oh, from February, there were talks of political campaign leading to primaries and all, but now that all of that has been settled, including the choice of running mates, that now there can be clarity to do other things. Again, remember we've said over time that in Nigeria, when political season comes up, it's all about the politics, and governance takes back step. But now that the primaries have been concluded, running mates issue has also been resolved. You can now understand where that's coming from. For those who hold that point of view, my point is this: at the end of the day, what we want is the crisis should be resolved. Who solves it or who steps in to solve it, I don't even have issues with that. But students can't continue to suffer because federal government and ASU are holding to extremes. Now, quickly, for Nass, the president or Nass as a body, they've met with, the Minister of Employment. He walked out.
They threatened to lock, shut down airports. They threatened to lock down the roads.
And all of that. So they've met with those stakeholders, from your Minister of Employment and Labour, Ngige, to Education and all. But if all of these things have not worked, if one candidate would solve it, let them just solve it. That's the primary thing.
Well, I really do not. Something had said a lot of things. He's not that he's coming in as a middleman doesn't necessarily mean that he will be the one to solve it. If we had the current president and the Sultan of Sokoto come in, it's been a back and forth conversation. We've also had the president nominate a 3-month committee that didn't even sit at all. Yeah, they didn't sit at all. So if all of these things, so I don't know if Tinubu's involvement in this would solve it. Well, it's solving it now may seem late, but if it can, it's better late than never. Yes. Well, we all know how politics is played in the country. He wants to be the president of Nigeria, and now he's coming as a middleman for the ASU strike. If he would bring our students, our children back to the universities, then it's fine. That doesn't necessarily mean they must vote for him.
And again, if they are resolving it now, they should resolve it permanently. Because ASU strike has been like an annual thing.
Are we even sure
over and over again?
Are we even sure it's going to be a permanent solution? Because it may just be temporary, and then in 3 months it comes back and they have strike for like 7 more months.
At least there should be, so a sort of pact that will be signed to ensure that the issues are resolved within a scope of time. For example, maybe the federal government says, okay, we'll pay 50% of your demands in terms of monetary demands within the first 1 year. Then maybe a year after, we'll give you another batch. They pay in batches like that or installments. That will be fine. But there should be a scope of time, not just something you sign out 6 months later.
They won't intervene now, resolve it. Then when it's now, they'll go for another strike. Then when it's now close to the general election, they'll now intervene again.
I think the thing that's been
Nigeria is a beautiful country.
The thing has been that the ASU has always said that the government didn't keep to their own side of the MOU that was signed.
And the federal government has not denied that. They've always said, oh, we need to renegotiate. Those terms are not.
The interesting part, the educational system, I think it's low, very low funded, because every other money into the system, education is really low. If you look at education and health, which are some of the paramount and important things we should be looking at as a country, those are the fact that to keep complaining, doctors keep going on strike. There's always a
students going to other countries.
Ghana, Benin Republic,
Cameroon.
For crying out loud. And I'm wondering, even look at the Russia-Ukrainian crisis. We had a lot of students,
a lot of Nigerian students, medicine students,
and some people don't even, after they are done, they don't even come back. So well, like we would always say, hope is always the language of the common Nigerian. We hope and we hope and we hope. Why are we hoping for that?
They should intervene, and Nigerians should vote wisely.
Very important. Well, that's even a good place to wrap up this segment. Thank you so much, Mercy, for
Thank
that.
you.
Well, that has been an amazing Friday show this morning. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, our esteemed viewer. Without you, there's no iBrandTV. Production team, thank you. And at this point, we'll call the show a wrap for today. Please have an amazing weekend. I am Margaret Opera.
I'm Mercy Emmanuel. Have a fantastic weekend.
I'm Samson Lady. Do have a great weekend.